Hello, everyone. As you're coming in, we're going to go ahead and give everybody just a second to get settled. You know, when you walk through the door, you got to shake your boots, get settled in, grab yourself a cup of coffee because we have a really good 45 minutes or so with you here. We're up to 169 attendees and growing. So we're going to give everybody just a few more seconds to go ahead and jump in. While everybody's coming in, I'm going to do a quick check. Dave, can you see me, hear me? Everything's going great?
See you, hear you very well.
Excellent, thank you. For those of you who don't know, Dave Mazza is kind of our wizard behind the scenes. He's kind of making all this happen for us, and we're so grateful for his tech wizardry and everything he does to make sure that we're looking good and make sure that you have a great experience. A couple of housekeeping tips before we begin. Just wanted to share that today the chat function has been converted over to a Q&A. And it's not that we don't want you to discuss everything going on. We got a lot of great things happening. But we do just want to capture all your questions and make sure those are answered. So we have a formal Q&A button that you can go ahead and put those questions if you have them. But if you have the notion to say, hey, this is amazing, please hit that reaction button and give us some hearts. I see those happening right now. Feel free to celebrate, give us a thumbs up. And if you have anything constructive, put that in the Q&A, please, so that we can capture it there. We are today celebrating the official launch of the 21st Century Community Learning Center's NTAC Professional Learning Community. While it has been around for a while, we are launching kind of the online portion of it. And we are so excited to be joined by several amazing leaders. Not only do we have you from the field, and we have so many amazing attendees. Thank you for joining us at this critical time. But we have so many program officers from the Department of Education joining us as well as our 21st CCLC NTAC team and all our partners that are with us. But we have a very special guest who's going to kind of open us up and kind of give us her vision. It was her vision that really set the spark to this professional learning community. We are so grateful to her, and I want to turn the time over to her, none other than Dr. LaShonda Scroggins, whose official title is the U.S. Department of Education's 21st Century Community Learning Centers Group Leader. Dr. Scroggins, I think your title couldn't get any bigger, could it?
I don't think so, Sean. Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning, wherever you're from. Welcome. I would like to first start by acknowledging the hard-working teams responsible for the tools that you will see today. Thank you to the entire 21st CCLC NTAC team who worked tirelessly to make the vision of the department into a reality. I would also like to thank Dr. Janelle Wood, the department's project lead, and Andrea Jackson, the project co-lead, for their collaboration and innovation and diligence in ensuring that all of the work that comes through NTAC is reflective of the needs and requests of 21st CCLC state programs and subgrantees. Today, we are excited to share with you the 21st CCLC NTAC expansion, as Sean mentioned, of its virtual presence beyond the website that was launched in 2024, which includes new virtual tools and resources designed especially for you. Today's launch, which is a milestone, is a testament to the power of your feedback as you shared with us your desire for a shared community for 21st CCLC program professionals and the out-of-school time space in general. It represents a step forward in enhancing professional development and collaboration for everyone who leads or works in 21st CCLC programs. Housed within the NTAC website, the professional learning portal consists of the Learning Management System, or LMS, and Knowledge Network. Our new learning management system is a user-friendly platform designed to improve training delivery and resources access for the 21st CCLC community. In addition to providing access to our courses, mini courses, and micro-learning modules, we're very excited that the LMS will offer progress tracking tools, which will help you track your learning and completion milestones. and you will also be able to generate certificates. The Knowledge Network is our very own community of practice for 21st CCLC SCAs and subgrantees that fosters connections and collaboration. You can engage with 21st CCLC peers across the country to share ideas and solve problems collaboratively through discussion forums. You can also enhance peer-to-peer support by creating groups centered around your state, program, and interests. So you don't have to wait until the summer symposium to get together. You can get together right here on the Knowledge Network. And our hope is that this professional learning community will empower SCA leaders, subgrantees, and program staff to access resources and training anytime, anywhere, build connections within a supportive network of professionals, and elevate your program outcomes through shared knowledge and targeted professional growth. We encourage you to participate in both the LMS and Knowledge Network. And to get started, just create an account, explore the platform, and engage in discussions to make the most of this opportunity. We're very excited to have you here today to learn about our new tool. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Scroggins, for your vision, for your leadership, and for your guidance. I think we should add visionary to your title there, just to, officially add that on. But you and your team that's joining us, Dr. Wood and Ms. Andrea Jackson, thank you. You all are here, and it's your guidance that has led us here. But an individual who has helped you along the way is our leader here at the project director here at 21st CCLC NTAC. And I'd like to turn the time over to her to give a few words, if I may. So Dr. Candace Ferguson, can you share and build on Dr. Scroggins' vision there?
Sure. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Sean, and hi, everybody. I do just want to also echo what Dr. Scroggins said and just say a thank you, not only to her entire team at the department, because it really is their vision that we're able to bring to life for you all today. And all of the program staff, as well as our departmental IT staff that have been working so hard to get this up and running. We're just so excited to show you what we've developed so far. And we hope that you will also just use these new resources to not only learn, but as Dr. Scroggins said, to collaborate with your colleagues, and not just those that you work closely with day in and day out, but really in this community, and collaborate with folks across the country. Because we all know that you have a lot of knowledge and experience that you bring to the table, and we want to learn from that, and we want to share that with others. So in this next year, we'll be busy creating some new offerings for you to add to the LMS, like Dr. Scroggins said. And we'll also here at the NTAC be using the Knowledge Network to communicate with our Technical Assistance Advisory Committee members. I know many of you are on the call today, with the SCA coordinators, and with all of you. So again, just welcome. We're so glad that you're here today. And Sean, I'm going to turn it over to you to dive in. Oh, you're muted, Sean.
Sorry about that. Thank you so much, Dr. Ferguson. Appreciate your comments and thanks. And let's go ahead and jump right back in. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen one more time to get our presentation up. Few more items here, and then we're going to jump right into the platform. All right, well, here at the 21st CCLC NTAC, we have a very strong vision and mission, and those are up on the screen for you to read. But I do want to highlight just one aspect of that. It is all about building capacity for you. And so we are one of the few, let me rephrase that, not one of the few, we are the premier destination for resources for out-of-school time professionals. And honestly, I'd say any professional out there. And our entire vision and mission and what we've been guided to do is to make sure we make your life easier by giving you the tools and resources that you need to serve students. We do that through 7 different priorities. These are our NTAC priorities, as you can see on the screen. Each one is of equal importance, but if we were if we're to sum them all up, again, it's really to build your capacity. Everything we do, from our technical assistance in the field, to our virtual products, to our trainings, to our discussions and conference presentations, is simply to build your capacity, which then in turn allows you to serve those amazing youth that attend your program every single day. One of the ways that we've been doing this, as Dr. Scroggins mentioned, was with the release of the NTAC website, which was released back in 2024. That sounds a little weird, back in 2024. It was just seems like it was just a few days ago, but we released the website, and that became the premier destination for you to share resources, learn a little bit more about the 21st CCLC program, get connected with news. Like right now, if you go on the news section, we have our new podcast that just launched, and who better to be the premier guest but Dr. Scroggins herself. Again, just sharing some more info, and she's got a really nice picture up there that's really, really snazzy, so check it out. That has evolved, though, into now, you could say phase 2 or evolution, whatever you want to call it. We're now ready to really expand that professional learning community. It starts with the website, but now being added to the website is a full learning portal. The portal will consist of 3 different areas. If you are a state education agency leader or staff member, you will have access to something called the SEA Corner. That is a special designated area for that particular role. There will be some materials that will be shared on that corner that are specific to that role. But don't worry, if you're not a state education agency leader, we have an amazing learning management system for you that is chock full of mini courses, microlearnings. There's so many learning tools on it that you don't even know what to call them because there's just so many. You just keep going from one to one. So we'll show that. And our big piece with the learning management system, if you are a certified educator or a social worker who needs to go get credit for taking training, you will get a certificate of completion from this learning management system that you can actually take and submit for those professional development units. So we're really excited about that. But we know that real learning comes from those who are in the field, those people who every single day get to see kids, every single day get to have that after school challenges that occur, the states who translate things off to the programs. So where can you share information? Well, rather than opening up a Facebook page or something like that, we have a very specific community just for you called the Knowledge Network. So we're going to share a little bit more about those today. And rather than listen to me, let's actually just jump right in and go see them. So here we go. All right. So you may be familiar with our website. So this is our website. I see some hearts going up, so some folks are saying they are. Yay! So as you go to our website, the first thing you'll notice is we have our menu screen. And on the menu screen, you probably have seen popped up over the past couple of days this login button. And up till now, that login button was really kind of just secure for just individuals who had sign-ons. But now anyone can log in. Here's how you do it. You click on the login, and it takes you to the sign-in screen right here. If you have a user ID and a password, you'll go ahead and just put that in. Nice thing about it, the user IDs are real simple. We ask that you use your email address. That way you can always remember. So you put in your email address and your password and you click login. But what if you don't have a user ID? Well, never fear. You can just create the account right here. You start by creating your account. You'll put in your email address. You'll go ahead and if you have a prefix, you can choose to do so. You can add your first name and your last name. You can select your role. You can put your organization name. This one is super important. Please select the state that you are representing. And then please answer this question, whether you are a 21st CCLC grantee, yes or no. The reason we ask that question is because 21st century grantees will be identified and there will be resources for them and those who are not 21st 21st Century grantees, there will be resources for them as well. So we just want to make sure we know so that we cater our services to you based on your role. Once you hit create new account, it's going to send you an email. Now, if you work in an area that has a very strong spam filter on your email, there's a possibility that that email may get put into your spam. So if you don't receive that email within 5 minutes, please go ahead, and you can actually sign up right now as we're talking. But please go ahead and check your spam folder because it may be there, and click on the Mark as Not Junk button so that we are what's called whitelisted in your email so that you can receive emails from 21st CCLC NTAC. Once you do that, you'll have the ability to create your password and you'll be in. And when you're in, here's what it will look like. I'm logged in, and I'm logged in under my avatar. So if you see the name Zayden, he's just the virtual Sean Petty. So just ignore if you see Zayden, it's really me. But Zayden's logged in here, and Zayden is a state education agency leader, or in his dreams he is at least. And so he signed up, and he now has this new button called the Professional Learning Portal that was not there before. He also has an area over here on My Account. If you click on My Account, that's how you'll log out. Now, why would you need to log out? Well, there isn't any banking information or anything like that being stored on the website. But sometimes if someone uses your computer, like sometimes my teenage daughters will use my computer, you may not want them necessarily taking your course, or maybe you do, I'm not sure. But I don't want my teenage daughter taking a course on my behalf, so I will go ahead and log out, and that will officially get you out of the system. But now, if you go to the Professional Learning Portal, you'll see, again, I'm logged in with that state education sign-on, so there is an SEA corner. If you're not a state education agency leader, you'll have Knowledge Network and Learning Management System. We wanted to show that just for those of you who are state leaders out there. We want to make sure you're able to access the SEA corner. And for those who are not, and everybody, you can go directly to the Learning Management System by clicking on it. When you click on the Learning Management System, it pops up. I apologize, my internet's running a little slow. Here we go. All right. Just took a little bit of time. I'm a very impatient person. But here we go. You log in and you'll notice the menu structure has changed. The menu structure here has the logo. And by clicking on the logo, this will take you back to the main website. LMS Home takes you to this landing page. And on this landing page, you have a banner that will highlight some of the latest things. Like right now, we're highlighting one of our newer courses, Guiding Positive Student Behavior. Kind of critical at this time, and one of our most popular courses. And that's why it's right here at the top, so you can enroll in it. We also have feature courses right here. And by courses, that could encompass microlearnings, which are learnings that take between 1 minute to 30 minutes, possibly. Usually they range around 12 to 15 minutes. A mini course is about 30 minutes. It could possibly range up to an hour, but most of them are 30 minutes only. Or a full course, like the Learning Recovery course, which could take an hour to 2 hours, depending on the course information. But we put our featured courses up here, and these are courses that, we just really feel that they're real pertinent to the day and age. So these will change frequently. So please check back. Our goal is to kind of make it a little bit like Netflix, where you can just kind of like scroll over and see what's going on. We have our course catalog right here, and you can view our entire course catalog. You can scroll through the various offerings as well. And then if you find something you want to give us feedback, we have a feedback option right here on the homepage, so that all you have to do is give feedback, and that will share anything you want to share about the learning management system. Let's go ahead and take a look at the course catalog. There are 2 ways you can access the course catalog. You can access it here, the View All, or on the menu all the way over to the right is the All Courses. When you go to the all course page, you'll see right now we have 11 courses. There are 2 courses in queue right now, so there will be 13 by this evening or tomorrow. So we're excited to release those 2, but these are the 11 that are in there. And again, a course can encompass all resources that we have on the page. You can scroll or you can determine which ones you'd like to see with this quick little search function. So you can go to a course. Our full course is the Learning Recovery course right here. You can go to mini courses. These are all of our mini courses. And you can go to micro learnings. You can also sort by A to Z or Z to A. And you can go back to that all category. As we continue developing resources, this will get longer and longer. And so as we add in those resources, you will see a search function pop up where you'll be able to just put in keywords and find the course that you're interested in. I'm going to take us back to the home page because I want to show you another aspect. When you log on a course, like let's say we're going to try the Becoming a Leader course. So excuse me. I've taken this course before, but I want to show you what it's like when you haven't taken the course. So if you go to Becoming a Leader and you've never enrolled, you've never seen the course before, it's going to take you to an enrollment page. When you go to the enrollment page here, it's going to give you a course overview. If there are related courses, they're going to pop down here so that you can see those related courses that are aligned with it, and you can click Enroll. It tells you how long it's going to be, 1 hour, but never fear. Let's say you only have 10 minutes because you do work in after school after all, and we're crazy busy people, right? It's okay. Take a course for 10 minutes and come back to it. You'll be able to resume right where you left off. So let's go ahead and enroll. And you can now see I am enrolled in the course. It tells me a little bit about the course. And I know that we like to just jump right in, but please take some time to actually read through the text, because if you do, you'll notice that it says there's a toolkit available for you to download. So if you click on the toolkit, you'll see over here, it downloaded in a zip file. Those are all the tools on Becoming a Leader, zip filed, ready to go, templated format, ready for you to use during this course. Let's enter into the course. This particular course is built in a certain way where the course is actually going to open up in its own player, which is what it's doing right now. And when it opens up in its own player, we're going to have a menu structure over to the left. Here we go. You can see that I've taken this before, so it's picking up right where I left off. I'm going to go ahead and restart. Here we are. So you can see the hamburger menu over here. And as you go through a section, there will be a check mark over on the left. You can make the hamburger go away. You can also make this full screen so that you can see the whole course there at your convenience. You just click Begin and continue.
When you think about leaders you've had in your life, what qualities or actions set them apart as good or
And there
bad?
you go. So now the course is going through. And if you're like, okay, I've already heard this, I want to go, you just click Next. So, and it will continue through the course. When you're ready to leave, all you do is hit Exit Activity. And that takes you right back to this course description page. And then you can either use the menus up top, you can use the links down below, or you can go back into the course, your choice. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the home page here. As you start taking courses, if you forget, you're like, okay, I think I took Becoming a Leader, but I also think I did Facilitating Positive Youth Development. Where do I go? Just go right up here to My Courses. As you click on the My Courses, you will see the courses that you've worked on, and you'll see where you are. So you'll see that I have completed 4 courses, 100% complete. If you haven't completed a course, it would say 50% or 20%. And if you notice that there's not a bar down there where it says course complete, that is more than likely a micro learning that is less than 30 minutes. For items that are less than 30 minutes, we do not issue certificates of completion. However, the team is starting to really think about, if you're going to spend time taking microlearnings, we want to give you credit. So we're talking about creating kind of a chunk trail of learning for you that will lead up to time on task. So be on the lookout for that as an innovation coming up in the future. But right now, these items like trauma-informed approaches are not tracked because it's a microlearning. One thing about the courses, you can see where you are in progress. You can see which courses that you've fully completed. You can start courses if you really like them and you're like, that course is amazing. I'm going to take it every day. You can do that. You just start it and take it every day. And if you're like, that course, you would never need this function, but we're going to give it to you anyway. But if you're like, I'm never going to watch that course again, you can remove it from your view so that you don't see it in your course list. Now, you want to track your course usage. And so we have created a dashboard. Here is a dashboard just for you. It says how many lessons you've completed, courses that you've enrolled, time spent on site, and it will say your course completed. I don't have any course completed because I keep unenrolling myself to be able to show you the courses. So it's kind of confused with me, but with you, this will be populated. It also says your time spent on learning, which is basically your time spent on site. So as you can see, over the past couple of days, I have spent quite a bit of time on the learning management system. You can too. You can also look at custom days and you can search directly for course progress. You're also able to track your progress by learner here. And so you have tracked how things are, how many courses you've enrolled in. But what about those certificates? You're like, I really want those certificates because that's what everybody usually asks us for. They're like, hey, I did this course. I need a certificate. Well, never fear. Your certificate locker is right here. If you go to the My Certificates tab, you will see all of the courses that you have completed and officially gotten credit. Now, I will give everybody just a heads up. It is not one of those courses where you can just simply, our courses are not the courses that you can just click on and move ahead. And it's not that we're trying to keep you there or force you, but we do want you to get the content. So you do have to go through the content to be able to get credit for the course. So that means that you do have to view each aspect of the course, participate in the activities, and view the certificate when you're done. I'm going to show you how to do that before we move on. Once you get your certificate here, though, you can see it'll list the day, and the day you take the course and finish the course, that is going to be the day that it's going to be awarded. And if you go take it again, it will not reissue you another certificate unless you fully enroll and delete all of your material there. So that's a preventative caution for you so that you can always track your learning. However, if you do have a need, you're like, I really want to take that course again. I really want credit for it again because it's been a few years. You can reset it and it will start over. But here's how you'll download your certificate if you forget it. You can just click right there. It downloads and it pops right up here. Zayden has completed this course for 2 to 4 hours. And you can print this, or if you're like me and I can never keep anything printed, don't worry, it's right here. You can always access it online. So never fear. So before I move over though to the learning management system, I see that we do have a question, and that is there a way to change our password in NTAC? There is. At the login screen, if you just go up, there will be a forgot password. So you can either, if you forget it, you can reset it there, or as you log in, you'll be able to change it over on this profile section right here. So let me show you real quick a course, the Facilitating Positive Youth Development. I'm going to go ahead and enroll and enter. I've already taken this course. So it pops up in a little different format here because our courses are different to keep you engaged. So in this format, this is one of my favorite courses, by the way, because it tells you how to actually engage youth in learning and manage behavior, which is something that I needed when I was in the field. So as you go through it, you're going to go through, and as you click each section, you'll notice that it'll check mark. I've already completed them, so I'm going to go straight to wrap up. On the wrap up, it's going to give you some time to reflect. There we go. Some time to reflect. And then it's going to give you the opportunity as well to take a survey, which I've already taken. And then once you do that, it says right here that you've completed this course. View your certificate. You click on view your certificate, and there it is. Congratulations, you have successfully completed the course. And it says that I was awarded this on Thursday, January 9th at 11:43 p.m. So you can view your certificate, and that is critical. In order to get credit for the course, you do actually have to view your certificate. So it's kind of like when you take a live training. If you just leave that training without getting your certificate of completion, that training, it's going to be hard to show your supervisor that you took that training without that certificate. So in order to complete your course, we have some reminders here. Don't forget, we say it like 4 times. We really want to remind you, click on the view certificate. It's going to auto download. You can see it downloaded right here, and then you're good to go. It'll say awarded, and you are good to go back to the home page and continue. All right. I'm now going to take us over into the knowledge network. So that was the learning management system. And you're like, but wait, there's more. So let me show you what more there is. If you go back to the home page, over in this professional learning portal, down very first, there's something called the knowledge network. And we are excited about the entire platform. But I think the word, what was the word you used, Dr. Scroggins, that makes people giddy? I think you said the other day. The word that makes people giddy is this knowledge network. And why? Because this is a community designed for you, by you. It truly is your community, your knowledge network, because who better to share best practices than you? So as you go to the knowledge network, you'll see some amazing people here right in the front, as they are logged in, demonstrating how we're all networked together. This is your landing page. A couple of things you'll notice, there's a left bar menu or left menu, and then there's a top menu. And let me go through some of them. This is a very robust system. Both systems are robust. So in our 45 minutes that we have here, I'm not going to be able to go through the whole thing. So I do encourage you to sign up and start exploring on your own, and we will continue highlighting this as we go as well. When you go to the community feed, think of this kind of like the feed for 21st Century. If 21st Century was to have its own social media page, this would be the page. This is where everything for the community pops up. So you can see we have some, I'm in a state leader account. So sometimes I have some state things pop up, but you'll see things pop up like, oh, look, Sean Petty posted something, go figure, in our artificial intelligence, posted something in there. We have the summer symposium posts from San Benito highlighted there. Dr. Ferguson has commented. So this is kind of a running feed of everything for 21st Century. You'll also see upcoming events, newest topics, groups, and newest members like Zayden and Charlotte. The topics side over here is where there are specific topics that we're going to open threads on. And a thread is a discussion forum. So right here is the Knowledge Network Guidelines. I'm going to go ahead and pop into that one just so you can see it. When you pop in there, because we don't want everything to be the Wild West, even though I live in the Wild West because I'm out here in San Antonio, we want actually you to follow a few guidelines. And that's exactly what they are, just guidelines. But please, read some of the guidelines. Let's make sure we're not doing anything goofy like, name calling or trolling, or anything like that. Please don't use this to spam anybody. You can read the guidelines, but the guidelines are there. And you can go in and you can comment on the guidelines. You can be like, I love these guidelines. They're great. Click, and then other people can go in and like and thank. And please realize, though, this is an official community for 21st Century. So if something does break the guidelines, don't be surprised if it gets hidden or moderated. And it's not that we're trying to be moderators or anything like that. We're just making sure the community is wholesome and really uplifting for everybody. NTAC categories are categories that we're focused on, specifically topics of need. So like right now, we're talking about capacity building. We're also very interested in data collecting, equity, evaluation planning, and you can look at the topics there. But you can click on these topics and post items. You can post your comments. You can read things that are posted like news. So this is really an amazing area to drill down to specific categories of focus. And then the categories will call out courses and the trainings will call out categories. So both the learning management system and the knowledge network are intertwined. They will work together to build this robust learning community. Announcements will be great announcements like, welcome to the NTAC Knowledge Network, our Knowledge Network guidelines. And as we have things happen, we'll post them here. What about events? So you'll notice that we have an events information on the main website. So what is this events? This events is specifically designated not only to encompass all of our events that we have as an entire community, but specific groups. So if you have a group such as the data reporting group, and there are events happening in data reporting, it may be listed here just for you. Featured blogs. How is this different than the blogs that are on the main website? These are blogs that we actually want to engage with you in. The other blog is mainly to get some information out, to share some great thoughts and ideas and get you thinking. But these blogs are pulled from our main blog area to get you talking about the topic. So for example, holidays are an amazing time to celebrate. And while we do love taking time off work, a lot of times discussing what the holidays are and how we can engage youth during those holidays is a critical factor. So we posted this blog post and we want to hear your comments. You'll notice we have a couple of likes and a couple of comments. This is how we're going to drive engagement around the amazing topics that are blog driven. And then you can also see the members. We have a member tab here, and it's got a list of members that are participating. So there's me, there's Dr. Ferguson and her cool picture there. Few more things, bells and whistles I'll share with you. Over here, you have your profile. Your profile shares who you are. So this is my profile. You can update your profile, change your password, do all kinds of stuff right here in the profile section. You can add topics. You can also track the events that you're engaged in right here. You can track topics. And what about this groups tab? Well, right now we have some groups that are kind of internal groups. So like the SEA coordinator group, artificial intelligence, and a few others. And these are private groups that you may be invited into if that aligns with your role. And so in the future, we'll be looking at possibly working with states, maybe to create state groups or region groups, or, the sky's the limit with these groups, but the goal is to really drive engagement. Along with that, you can also find out right here, you can communicate with each other directly through your little icon here. So if you click on the email, that's your inbox, and you'll be able to communicate with each other. Why would you want to do that versus email or something like that? Well, sometimes you just like to communicate inside of a forum, so that's fine. So that is the Knowledge Network. Now, I know there is much more about this Knowledge Network than what I've shared, so I'm going to put Dr. Ferguson on the spot and just make sure I covered all the key points because I know Dr. Ferguson was super excited about this and has been in it all weekend, actually, adding in comments and I think sharing about a couple of football teams that might have won some games or something. I don't know. Discussion forums are always fun.
Yeah, no, I think you hit the highlights. What you said was critical in the beginning. This platform has a lot of functionality in it, and we're just now exploring. But I think the main thing is to know, especially for the 21st century community, this was something that was really important to the department staff that, as we said in the opening, we've consistently heard you all tell us that you want a place to be able to go and share ideas, share some of your pain points, connect with one another. And you'll be able to do that in this platform. And the nice thing about it, it's very user-friendly. It's easy. It's always kind of, when you get into a new platform, it can be a little bit overwhelming. But once you get in, it's really, really just easy to navigate. It's fun and it's very familiar. So if you're engaged in some of the other platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook, and you're familiar with groups and how some groups are open, some are closed, you will see much of that functionality built in here to the Knowledge Network. And another thing that you mentioned too that I think is important to note, this is role-based. And so as I said, I know we had some folks ask about the LMS. The LMS is open to everybody. The Knowledge Network is specific to 21st CCLC grantees. And so we'll be creating this community and ensuring that the resources that we share, are shared here in this environment, that eventually you all will be able to share resources and documents. And we know that you all are creating a lot of great tools as it is, and you want a place to be able to share that. So think of this as your community that is very familiar to other platforms that you're familiar with, and that you'll have the ability and the availability to do that networking and that collaborating with one another. But as Sean said, we are literally just starting out with this, and we've been testing the functionality, and I know the department staff is really anxious to get in as well and start doing the same and communicating with their state coordinators. And we know that state coordinators will want to do the same with your subgrantees and so on and so on. So that's something that we'll be encouraging throughout this next year, is really that continued online collaboration, at least to get us in between the summer symposium and then some of those other great conferences that are out there that are dedicated to out of school time as well. So otherwise, I think you hit it, Sean. I think you hit the nail on the head.
Perfect. Thank you. So I want to make sure I'm honoring everybody's time. I only have about 4 minutes left in this time frame, so I want to make sure I cover. I do have a few questions that are in the Q&A. Before I jump over to those, let me just share a few more things, because again, we try to release things, but we know you want more, so we're going to give you more. So here's what we're giving you more. We've also done some enhancements to the actual NTAC website itself. So one of the things you'll notice on the main page, if you scroll down, you notice we always have had this upcoming events area. But one of the things that we have now tied in with this is back on the top at the main menu, we have added under our resources, we have added an events calendar. So this is a main events calendar. So you can see right here, we have our upcoming webinars. Of course, we have lots of great webinars, but one that I'm really excited about is the one on the 21st, the Community Violence Prevention and Intervention webinar, where Dr. Janelle Wood will be opening us up with some great comments. And then we'll have some members of the REMS team there, a TA center that focuses on readiness and emergency management. So very excited about that. But you can go right here and you can click the card button, and you can see our latest things like our network launch today, our live coming up, our huddles coming up, and more. In addition to this, we've added in something called the archived events. If you've missed an event, because we're busy and we all have things to do, and you really want to see those events, don't worry. Just go to the archived events page. You can sort by key phrase, by date, however you like. You can go down to the tile here, and this is where we have the entire series. So if you've participated in the New Leaders Academy, you just click right here, and all of the New Leaders Academy stuff is right there for you. So this is the archived events. There's still more though. On the external resource library, we have modified that, added in new resources these resources are up to date, up to a 5-year date, because we want to make sure we're using the latest evidence-based research for you. But you can go to specific resources, or you can narrow your search right here, and it'll pop down in these cards. So if you like the They Talk, They Hear You campaign, which is amazing around youth substance abuse, you can learn more, youth substance abuse prevention, excuse me. You can learn more right here. So this is designed for you. And all of that is tied into the Knowledge Network Learning Portal. And that is everything that we're releasing today. I hope it was enough for the new year, 2025. Dr. Scroggins or any of the team, do you guys have any final comments to close us out before I turn it over to our tech guy to close us for today?
No, we're just excited for everyone who was able to join us. And as Sean mentioned before, we welcome your feedback. We always want to think about how we can do better and improve to make sure that you have the best product and resources available to you. So continue to give us feedback, and we're so excited to be able to present this to you. And I want to turn it over to Dr. Wood, who did an amazing job leading this project to close us out.
Oh, thank you, Lashandra. Thank you, Candace, Sean, and Andrea as well. We really appreciate all of you participating today. I hope you can feel our excitement about this project. Sean does an amazing job at just sort of translating all of our excitement. Great facilitator. We really appreciate the collaboration. There was one question, I think, from an SEA, and I think it is important to note it was about how long are we committed to this work? The work with the team, we're dedicated for 5 years, and beyond that. So think about building those systems and how you can make this work for you. And as we always say, we want to build capacity and certainly to help lighten your load, all in service to the students and families that we support. We hope everyone has a good weekend and a week ahead, and please get in there and explore. Looking forward to seeing you again, perhaps next week on one of our events. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Scroggins, Dr. Wood, and Ms. Jackson. We appreciate you so much, everything that you do. Thank you, Dr. Ferguson, for also being here and guiding us. And a big thanks to the entire team here at NTAC, as well as all our partners out there. We appreciate you. Please stay in touch with us by going to the website or signing up for our newsletter. Or we do see there are 7 questions that are unanswered in the Q&A. I will take a stab if anybody has time, but I do want to honor your time if you need to jet. We totally understand that. We will respond. We have your emails and names. We will respond directly to you within 48 hours. So we'll get back to you on your questions directly. But wow, thank you. Oh, and don't forget to sign up for our social media. You'll see, of course, our podcast. That was only part 1 of the interview with Dr. Scroggins. We have part 2, which is continuing the interview with Dr. Ferguson, building on some amazing stuff. And who knows, you could be on the podcast next. So let us know if you want to be, because we may just interview you. So you could be like a star, superstar. So, but we're very excited. Couple of answers to some questions here. As a supervisor, can I see my staff members' progress, or is it up to them to share their certificates? At this time, it's going to be up to them to track their own certificates. However, we have in our development queue, I think I'm allowed to say this, if not, Candace will kick me later, but we have in our development queue where if you're a supervisor and we can truly verify who you're supervising, which is some of the logistics we'll need to think through, you'll be able to run a report on those learners. So it may not necessarily happen right away, but it's something in the development cycle that we're definitely considering. We're also considering things such as digital badging, micro-credentialing, and items like that, which Dr. Scroggins speaks about in the podcast. Can you tell me who the email for registration? Great question. It'll be coming from info@21st CCLC NTAC. So anything that's 21st CCLC NTAC.org is what you want to whitelist. But if you do have any trouble, write that info desk or click on the feedback form on the front page if you can access it, or there's a contact us at the top part of the website that you can access. And we will help you. If your account's been blocked, how do you reset it? Just give us a shout and we'll reset it. You can do reset password, but if you try too many times, or if you use a weird word and users forget what it is and you try it like 8 times, you're going to be blocked. So just give us a shout. We'll reset it for you. No problems. Are you able to update your information? Yes, mainly on the Knowledge Network side, on the learning management side, and on the main side, there really isn't an area where you can share a lot of information. But on the Knowledge Network, because you have engagement with peers, that's where you'll share information. But if you do find something wonky and you're just like, hey, change this, give us a shout. We'll work with you. Let's see. Have we coordinated with other learning management systems so that we're not duplicating content? That's a great question. There are thousands of resources out there, and we encourage you to use them all. Our resources are curated specifically for the 21st Century Community Learning Centers community, as vetted by the Department of Education. So that's kind of our focus. We have in plans to possibly coordinate with other venues to bring the best possible content to you, but we really have to think through and make sure it matches our community and really hits the needs of what this community is. So that's something we're going to be looking at. But we do encourage you to share information and links and great courses in the Knowledge Network, because that's really going to be the launching point to go to all these places so that we can, keep everybody together. And I think that's it. Again, if you have any account issues, let us know. Do we have, I think that's all. Dave, do we have anything that we need to clear out before we close out?
Sorry, I forgot to unmute also, Sean. No, I think you've covered it all. And again, those questions that did come in, if we did not answer them, we will get something back out to you. So thank you everyone for joining us. If you liked us, throw us a heart in the reactions. Let us know how everybody enjoyed the event today. There they are, Sean. Look at that.
All right. Yeah, I know. I love hearts. They're so fun.
Yes, and parties. Excellent. Thank you everyone for joining us. And we're going to go ahead and conclude today's meeting.
Thank you, everyone.